Hey everybody, it's Brooke with the Buttered Home and welcome to my messy kitchen. So we finished our cook time on our Creole shrimp casserole and it is delicious. Big D's already tasted it and it is Big D approved. He would not, come on camera, taste that. He says I always spring it on him and he has to get his mind right. To me, it's just talking to you guys. To him, he's extremely shy, I guess. That's what we're going to go with, shy. Shy, right? It just gave me a look. So, this shrimp Creole casserole is gorgeous. Yes, I've already been in it because I dipped some out. But just look, it's beautiful. I'll try to hold it way up where you can see it really well and maybe focus in on it a bit. But that bed of rice is so good. And the cream sauce that we made cooked down in it, and then we were left with the shrimp and the mushrooms on top. So that's why the layering is so important. Yes, you could get the same result if you mix the rice and the cream mixture and the mushrooms and all together, but for me, it kind of makes a prettier presentation, as well as make sure that it almost stews in that cream sauce, so to speak. So let's give it a taste. It's still really hot. So we cooked it for probably 25 minutes with the foil on. Took the foil off and let it cook for about 5 minutes more. Then I took it out and let it sit for about 10 or 15 minutes just so it could kind of cool a little bit. And then I dipped some out and took photos and tried to let it cool. It won't let you post the links in the comments. It won't.
It's a copyright for me to do it, so you're gonna have to.
Okay, well, as soon as we're done, we'll post the links to both recipes. I tell you what, I've had the most trouble. You know, when I first started this series, I was able to put the links in the descriptions. Well, I go live simultaneously on Facebook and YouTube. So the YouTube will not allow me to put the links in the description of the video, but Facebook will. So I sent Big D the link so that he could pop them in the comments while we were live, and it won't let him do it. We'll figure out a way to do that. So when we get done, the links to both recipes will be in the comments. So let's give this a taste. I've got a mushroom and a shrimp and some of that good rice and that cream sauce. So let's give it a taste. Mmm. Absolutely delicious. I mean, the mushrooms, they just soaked up all that butter. So when they cooked in here with the rice, they released that butter into everything else. And the shrimp has a nice fresh shrimp flavor. You don't want to overpower the taste of your shrimp. You still want it to taste like shrimp. The Creole season that we put in here is perfect. To me, it's not really spicy. So that measurement that we gave you for the 2 teaspoons is perfect, I think. The first time you make it, if you're not real comfortable with spicier type things, just do half of it and see if you like it. And then the next time you make it, you can add both teaspoons of it. Because to me, it just adds a richness and a flavor all of its own that accentuates the shrimp and the mushrooms. So this is a buttery, cheesy, just delicious comfort casserole all the way around, and it celebrates the beautiful cooking of the South, which essentially came from France. All Cajun and Creole cooking is a derivative of French cooking somehow. So the infusion of flavor in the food that does not take away from your protein is something that the people in the fine state of Louisiana have mastered. So this, like all of our other recipes, and these delicious crab cakes, we'll go over here and take a look at those. So y'all, these are so good, you can just pick them up. Just pick them up and eat them just like that. I have them here waiting on the kids to get out here so they can eat them cold. But nonetheless, we did some small, like I showed you, and then we did some large, and they're just beautiful and delicious, and that you just can't substitute the taste of that Old Bay in that for anything else. And then this beautiful remoulade sauce that, I mean, I probably could put it on this and it would be good. It's good on anything. So today you got 3 recipes in 2, and that's what we like to do. At some point we may just put the remoulade sauce on there as a standalone recipe because it fits and is good for so many things. But a lot of times with our recipes that are found at thebutteredhome.com, you'll have things like this in here along with a lot of tips and tricks and variations, things like that. So if you are a person who goes to a website and hits that jump to recipe and just prints out that recipe, you're missing a lot of added stuff. And this is not just on my site, but it's on a lot of cooking creators' websites. We give you lots of valuable information. So you won't get here and be cooking from the recipe, and if you have a question, if you read through the whole post, there's a lot of valuable information there that tells you, you know, what you can substitute things with, cooking tips, things like that, different variations. I know I just updated the 2 recipes that we did last weekend, and that's one of the things I like to do is to add a section in these older posts that don't have it that tells you what substitutions you can make for it to be healthier, or substitutions you can make for different flavor variations on the same recipe, so that you can take one recipe and do it 3 or 4 different ways, and then it eventually becomes your own. And that is what we do here at The Buttered Home. We share our recipes, and you get this free printable recipe card. We're not going to sell you a cookbook. We're not going to sell you a subscription. You can go to our site and print off one of any almost 300 recipes that we have carefully curated there for free. It doesn't cost you anything. Now, if you're not someone who's ever been there before, you may have to enter your email address, but that's just so that I can send you more free recipes every week, and we can stay in touch other ways other than these social media platforms. Things are changing so fast, and this content that I do live and that I post on these social platforms is mine, but I don't have any control over who sees it, where it goes, if it never gets seen, things like that. I do have control over my website, and I have my email list. So my email list, while a lot of people might think it's a little cumbersome or what have you, it's really not, because that is a way that I can get in touch with you directly in case the bottom falls out of social media. You will always be able to hear from me, see what we're cooking, what we're up to, and get directed to wherever we might be, so we won't lose contact. So it's just a different perspective on that. And that's the same is true for most other creators too. So when you sign up for our email list, when you print a recipe, you're getting so much more, and we won't be intrusive. We won't spam your inbox, things like that. But it does allow for us to be able to have one-on-one communication with you. And speaking of one-on-one communication, when you reply to or use the contact function on the website or reply to the email that I have sent, I'm the one who's answering you. A lot of people, you may not realize it, some of these big creators that you follow, they have a team of people. Well, it's just me. So when you get a reply or response, it's going to be from me. I have a lot of good help from Big D and from Reagan and Tanner and Jared, and now Whit and Lila, I'm sure will be a lot of help with us too. But any kind of correspondence like that is directly from me to you. And I hope that it will always be that way, because you guys are my heart and the reason why I do what I do. So I like to always respond if I can. So we would appreciate a visit to our website at thebutteredhome.com. These recipes will be updated in the next few days. And you'll get to see the nice, pretty new pictures. And I leave the old pictures on there, usually below the new pictures. And I like doing that so that I can remember how far I've come and that people can see that the recipe itself has not changed over the years. The photography has just improved. So last weekend we did the fresh cucumber, tomato, and onion salad. That's been updated, and the rosemary beer bread. So those have been updated if you want to go and see what I'm talking about. And then the week before we did the Italian sliced beef and the sweet Vidalia onion dressing. So those have been updated as well. So it's fun. It's a fun thing to look at, you know. It's better than folding clothes. Anyway, we hope that y'all will go and print these recipes and try them, and we hope that you love them as much as we do. And we will be back with you for another episode of Brooke Needs to Take New Pictures of Old Recipes next weekend. And